You're listening to Petrified. This episode, Claque.
Folder 1. All audio files beginning December 9th. Keep safe. That note's for you as well, Hannah.
"1 o'clock on the dot."
A deal is a deal. To remind you, Miss Chambers, this conversation is being recorded.
You sound so eager. Were you sitting with the phone in your hand, staring at the clock, Miss Taylor? Watching the seconds count down, finger hovering over the call button?
Miss Chambers.
Call me Birdie. I hate having that bastard surname.
Of course. Birdie. Well,
And what do I get to call you? Your special just for friends name?
You can call me Hannah.
I don't like that. I'll keep calling you Miss Taylor.
Whatever you want. Now, if we could begin...
Send the money to my Cash App. When I see it going in, we'll begin.
No. We agreed. Money after.
Send the money. Now. Clever. I would have just hung up when you sent the money.
I know, Birdie.
Can you add in, another 50 and I'll pay it back? I really will.
No. What we agreed upon is more than fair. I'll start in with the questions now, Birdie. Please just answer what is asked. And then I'll pay you the money.
10 minutes. That's what you get.
Can you confirm that when Wesley Vrall played in the Gilded Thistle Theatre on September 17th, that you were in attendance?
You know that's correct.
You need to say so for the record.
Fine. I can confirm Wesley Vrall played in the Gilded Thistle on September 7th, and I was in attendance.
You said the 7th, Birdie.
I did. I was in attendance on the 17th.
Why are you being so cagey?
Because perhaps I'm even more fucked if my name is attached to this in an article. And because this is far bigger than you even suspect.
Were you a fan of Wesley Vrall?
I had never heard of him. Didn't know if he was a singer, comedian, a juggler. Didn't know.
Really?
That seems to have confused you.
It's just that I don't understand why someone would buy a ticket.
You haven't done your full homework. You just grabbed at my name like a drowning person to a life raft because you finally found someone who was at the first Vrall appearance. Not many of us to be found, I'm assuming. I suspect. I never bothered to check.
As far as I could discover, no, there aren't. So, why did you go?
I was part of a claque.
Which is what?
People hired to go to a show and cheer, or boo. To act like it was the best thing they'd ever seen, or the worst.
To, what, hype up the audience without them realising it's staged?
To create a buzz, an atmosphere. Get the word spreading that people were losing their shit at this unmissable show. Or ruin it before it even began.
How much do you get paid for something like that?
Originally, I didn't care. I did it for the anarchy. With my background, I didn't need money. Obviously now, in retrospect, nowhere near fucking enough.
Who contacted you about being in a claque?
It turned out the last people who were in his claque.
But wasn't this his first performance?
In a theatre. Wait.
Sorry?
Be quiet. I thought someone had opened the building door downstairs. I'm in the only tenanted apartment in the building. If someone opens the door downstairs, they're coming in for me, no one else. Let's get through this fast. You want to know what the show was like? You want it confirmed?
There's never been any footage. No camera phones, no photos, just rumours. Spread by the friend of a friend of a friend who'd been there.
And now you have me. What a coup for you, Miss Taylor. I can imagine your excitement. How grubby.
Your confirmation will help a lot. It's really important.
You don't need to butter me up. You're paying me. Fine. So, on the 17th, the claque grouped up outside the Gilded Thistle. There were around 30 of us. It was 7:30 in September, so it was already dark. The lady with the envelope gave us each our tickets, and then she walked away. She wouldn't go in. The person who ripped our tickets had a stunned look. They must have known what the show was going to be too. My ticket was for the front of the balcony. It would be a little awkward to whoop and holler solo while sober, so into the theatre bar I went to liquor up. The guy's hand shook when he gave me my drink. He wouldn't meet my eyes. The other bar person was biting the edge of their thumbnail, staring at the customers but not coming near them. Oh, and the whole place? Fucking freezing. No one was handing in their coat. Anyway, I took my seat. The place was as good as empty. Apart from the Claque, there were a handful of people, tops. Lonely people, perhaps. People who would go to anything just to be near another human instead of being alone. Then the lights dimmed. That was definitely the door. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Okay, fast. Then the music started up, a heavy thrum, and Wesley Vral came out, smiling, a little wave. He picked a microphone out of its stand and started to talk, and I cannot tell you one word he said, because a light came on over a high stool in the middle of the stage. There was a cardboard box on it. The bottom was stained black from something leaking inside, and I couldn't take my eyes off it. I felt electricity crackling in the hairs on my arms. Vral walked back and forth across the stage, across my line of vision, but I couldn't take my eyes off the box. I had never wanted to scream so much and not been able to. But out of nowhere, I whooped and clapped at whatever Vral was saying. I didn't even feel it coming. The Claque was doing its job. I tried to look around myself. It was so hard to do. I could almost hear my neck creaking. Then I caught the eye of another one of the Claque. He was terrified too. His eyes were bulging out of his head. But neither of us could move from our seats. That's when Vral went to the box. The room got even darker. My jaw was nearly on my chest. It was open so wide to scream a scream that never came. He put his hands inside the box and lifted out the rotting head of a child.
Oh my God.
I can only vaguely remember Wesley Vral's face, but I remember every bit of the child's. It was maybe 8 or 9 when it had died. Skin left was grey. The lips hadn't shriveled back over the teeth yet. Still had a little cupid pout. I think it was a little boy. The eyes were bleached white. Where it had been separated from the body was precision cut. That's the phrase that went through my mind. Vral held the head out to the audience like a gift. I only knew my nose and eyes were bleeding when it ran into my mouth. That's also when I realized I was cheering. I heard like patter of rain, and my eyes flicked down to see blood was trickling from my face onto my shoes. That was also when I realized I was giving a standing ovation. The cheering was on the verge of screaming. 2 of the Claque tumbled off the balcony into the seats underneath us. One of them died. The other one was a broken pile. Still clapping, but not long left. Hello? Who's there?
What's wrong?
I'm paranoid. I think I hear someone coming all the time now. You know my father cut me off after my name got associated with Wesley Vral. The bastard. The hilarious thing is, before too long, he'll be howling to be in Vral's Claque.
Birdie, I need to ask. People that have seen Mr. Vral tend to, well, they adore him. Even though, according to the whispers and confirmed by you, terrible things happen at his shows.
So why do I hate and fear Mr. Vral? Quick answer. He's changed his show since that first performance. So I've heard. He puts the head away quicker.
I'm lost.
Those people who adore him say waves of power radiate from him, that he emits an energy that pins them in place. Well, at first I thought Vral had killed that child and was presenting its head to the cheering audience like some kind of deranged trophy. But he held it up long enough that I could see what others no longer get the chance to. There were tears running from the eyes of the severed, rotting thing. It was somehow alive. Seeing that broke the spell, and I was able to pull myself from the seat and hobble down the stairs and fuck off into the night. It's how I am able to talk about it and not be a mindless acolyte of Wesley Vral.
I'm really quite confused.
But I am so sorry I realised all of that. I wish I hadn't. I wish I had no mind. Because the worst thing is, whatever he is aware of me. I shouldn't know what I know. So I need all the money I can pull together to go far away, because I dread what's going to happen to me when they find. Miss Taylor, is there a way you can call the police but stay on the phone with me?
What's wrong?
If there was someone you could send who could help me immediately. Because something did come in the downstairs door. I didn't imagine the sound. Something did creep up the stairs to my apartment.
How do you know?
Because someone's fingers are wiggling under the gap in my door.
Recording, December 17th. Autopsy report for Birdie Chambers. Complete internal and external hemorrhage, beginning with epistaxis and subconjunctival hemorrhaging, nosebleed and bleeding from the eyes, spreading to a subarachnoid, hemothorax, intracranial, hematoma, etc. Basically, a full body bleed out. For a 28-year-old. Why? On September 18th, a John Doe and Jane Doe were found near the location of the Gilded Thistle. Broken bones led authorities to suspect their trauma was caused by the impact of a car, a hit and run. Maybe these were the people that Birdie said fell off the balcony? So far, no one has made a link to Vral. Coral, this is Hannah Taylor.
Hello, Miss Taylor.
There's been some kind of mix-up. Security stopped me coming in at the gate.
They're very strict.
Yes, of course, but my interview with Mr. Vral was scheduled for 1 p.m. Could you sort out entry for me, please?
You won't be getting inside the compound today, Miss Taylor, or any day.
I don't understand. This was all cleared. The interview was okayed.
That was until you spoke to Bernadette Chambers. I think she goes by the moniker Birdie.
My access has been revoked because I spoke...
Yes, exactly. You are no longer getting into the compound or Laoghaire house. I'll say goodbye, Miss Taylor.
Hold on. Some very problematic things to unpack there. Firstly, how are you aware of that private conversation?
Miss Chambers told us herself just after it happened.
If I take that as true, when did she say it?
I'm under no obligation to share that information. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, it's just that Miss Chambers is very well connected, being the sole heir to the Gold Medal Meats Company.
I don't follow your logic.
Well, her dad is absolutely fucking minted. So I think he'd spare no expense or fail to exhaust any influence he holds when he discovers the last person his daughter ever spoke to was connected to Laoghaire house. Because you see, I spoke to her on Tuesday evening, and you said you spoke to her just after. But she was found in an apartment late Tuesday night, dead after hemorrhaging most of the blood in her body onto the floor. And that's a very short window of time. I see you're not in a hurry to hang up now, Carol.
Okay. So you're more, let's say, advanced in your knowledge than I expected. This interview certainly wasn't going to be accompanying a puff piece. I'm assuming also that you're recording this call?
Correct.
Good. Then I shall speak clearly. You will regret ever going against Wesley Rowell. You see, we are not in the business of changing minds. You are either with us or against us. And you are against us.
You don't change minds. What about the Claque? That got you thinking.
Where is your car parked? You're probably just along the chain fence by the compound, right?
What are you going to do? Get security after me?
That stretch of road you're on. There's nothing apart from us for miles, right? One direction fields, one direction forest. Despite that, one nod and we could, Vral could, out of nowhere, have teenagers line the road with nails for your tyres. Have young mothers collaborate on a petrol bomb. Have middle-aged men, you would refer to them as incels, jump in front of your car, and when you crash because you killed one, the others would drag you out of your vehicle. He has people who love him everywhere.
You are threatening to injure or kill me on record. I think you're the one who's fucked.
If you write the piece you intend to write, it'll end up edited down to the point of nothing. Then it'll be cut for another story, and then it won't go onto the news website. You think he hasn't got people in the media? We could beat you on camera and be released on technicalities. Now, this time next year, we won't even be charged. This time next year, if you survive the beating, because there's a chance that when you are taken to hospital, staff might decide not to treat you. You yourself would be in the compound helping us further his message.
You're really high on your own supply there, Carol. A handful of weird shows in theatres and you think he's amassed a following.
You have no idea. He was around before the theatre shows. He just started small. For instance, he had a parent convince their kid's school to let him give a talk.
He showed that thing to children?
We who love him help him reach more people, because every opportunity he gets, he shares his message.
And what is his message? What's his message that he shares? That's made you all love him so much that you should get a fucking room. Because no one who witnesses him in action will say what he did, so us normal, rational, discerning brains can't get the fuck around while you're all pissing your knickers over him.
It's a very important message.
Carol?
I'm sure of it. It's just not coming to me at the moment.
Do you realise how strange and insane that is, Carol? You are living in a compound with a man you've given up your life for, working as his assistant, and you can't remember what it is he says or stands for that convinced you to do it? Who is the kid?
What kid?
Cute, Coral. Very cute. The kid in the box.
Where exactly are you parked, Miss Taylor? Why don't you drive back and I'll have security let you in? I'm sure we can organise that interview.
Have you seen the head, Coral? Have you seen it cry?
It doesn't cry.
Where did you see Wesley for the first time?
Oh. It was incredible. He knocked on my door. Can you believe it? Him knocking on my door. I opened up and there he was. I thought it was strange at the time. Some of my neighbours were standing just outside my garden, the ones who lived along the row leading up to my house, the ones who happened to be home and opened their doors when he knocked. That's the great thing. You don't even have to go to him. He will find you. Isn't that powerful?
A chill just went down my back.
Oh, I could feel him. Like radiation. Like waves. The hairs on my arms crackled with electricity. I couldn't have looked away if I had tried, if I had wanted to. But I didn't want to. I'm sure of it. Then he spoke. I can't really remember what he said.
When did he show you the little boy?
Hey, do you know what makes some of us more special than any of the others? That makes us love him more. Will I tell you?
Yes.
He let us kiss that beautiful boy on his little cupid lips.
It's a rotting head.
And I kissed him. Right at my front door. Ral held him up to my face and I blushed as my neighbours burst into a round of applause. There was blood pouring from my eyes. Miss Taylor, if it's you in the blue car, we're just at your back window.
Recording December 20th. Laoghaire House is in Carifton. The Red Page Theatre in Sun Heights is 6 miles from there, and 5 miles from the Atlanta Theatre, almost the same distance again from Claque. Then the bunker. Carol Watkins lived in Avondale. These locations lie almost in a straight line. Because he's just one person. No matter how many followers he has, only he can spread the message. Because none of the fuckers seem to remember the message. And because he's still human, so far, it's almost a straight line. The distance one man can travel. A straight line leading all the way back to Dubik. To the site. Hello, Mr. Vral.
Hello, Miss Taylor. How are you today?
I didn't think I'd rattled the cage enough for the great man to contact me himself.
It's more so what you could do rather than what you've done already.
Are you going to have me killed?
Miss Taylor, I could make that happen, though. My followers would do whatever I say. One nod, and they would march into town, set buildings on fire, slit throats from door to door on their way to you. I could have 1,000 people in a line taking turns stamping on you until you were paste. Or I could just change your brain.
A flair for the dramatic.
Says the woman who pretended to be a reporter to my people.
What are your intentions for all of this? What's your message? Tell me. You tell me directly. Because no one else can seem to remember. What do you tell them when you stand on the stage, looking out, radiating power?
I'll tell you. Because it doesn't really matter that you know. Not this far along in the game. On the stage, when the lights dim, I walk out under the spotlight and I begin by reciting to them my grocery list. Next, I might describe an episode of a TV show I saw, rattle off multiplication tables. I close the show, or the talk, or the visit, by singing jingles from commercials I saw as a kid. The point I'm making is
that it doesn't matter.
Because they aren't listening, and they won't remember.
Oh, Ben, what have you done?
Not what I'd meant to, babe.
That morning, you weren't there when we spoke. You were so distracted and excited you looked sick. And you didn't answer your phone later. I somehow just knew you wouldn't be coming home from Dubek. That you'd ran. Ben,
Stop calling me Ben. It's Wesley Vrawl.
You'll always be my Ben.
I am the most powerful man in the country. Soon to be the world. I am not your anything.
Who is the little boy? In the box.
He was the aim of the dig site at Dubek.
You said the site was an old abbey.
That's what I told the team. The boy was the aim of the Dubek dig.
So who is he?
Wesley the First. The Child King. His existence was only revealed on his father's deathbed before he ascended to the throne. He ruled for 6 days and then he was beheaded. They burned the body and buried the head at Dubek.
How could they kill a child?
When they realized what he could do. When they realized that they weren't dealing with a regular child.
What were they dealing with?
A deity.
That's ridiculous.
Why do you think after 400 years the head hasn't rotted away to dust?
It could be a kid that was killed last week. If what you're saying is true, that means he's alive?
A kind of life. A residue. Dead enough that I can touch the head of a deity and not evaporate in fucking flame. Alive enough that when people spend any significant amount of time in its presence, they hemorrhage. Too long and they bleed out.
Why haven't you bled out then? Why are you healthy?
I didn't bleed out because it needs someone to carry it. As for the second question, I'm not healthy. I know the tears that run down its face when it gets going are toxic. I know the waves of power coming off of it have riddled me with cancer. I know I'll die soon.
Don't say that.
I deserve to, for what I've released.
What did you want? What did you think you were going to get?
I wanted what every person in the world wants. Adoration. Control. At Dubek, I sent the team home when I saw the corner of the chest emerge from the mud, and when they left, I dug it out myself. My research has made me think the power would be transferred. It wasn't. As soon as I opened the lid, I knew I'd made a mistake. I'm not powerful. I'm a slave who carries round a head.
What does it want? What does it tell people?
Nothing. It can't, because it's a remnant. All that remains is a pulse of power to make people love it. The reason is gone. So people love it for nothing. No one knows why, they just do. They clap and cheer with nothing real behind it. A claque. There is no end goal. There is no point. A pulse is going to turn the world into mindless devotees. There's nothing that can be done.
Destroy the head.
I can't.
Why?
Because I don't want to. I think I don't want to. It could be him that makes me think so.
Why are you calling yourself Wesley Vrawl?
It's Wesley Viral.
Are you going to try and have me killed?
I think so. think it will make me. An element of self-preservation tied in with the brainwashing. There might be hope, though. Maybe I'll die before I can hurt you. Maybe then no one will be able to move it, that anyone who draws close will bleed out. Maybe only I can touch it because I opened the chest.
That's a lot of maybes.
That's all the world has. Hey, I think you should get moving. A picture is coming into my head of hordes of people passing you around, each person taking a bite. They won't even eat you, just spit the mouthful on the ground.
The world will never forgive you.
But they'll adore me.
It's not you. You're just standing in front of it, waving your arms for attention. Goodbye, Ben.
Goodbye, babe.
Recording. December 23rd. I'm inside the compound. I'm leaving this final file on my phone along with the others in case all of this fails. So that maybe someone will find these and know it's not Ben, it's that thing. That something must be done. But we aren't at failure yet. There is hope. Hope that something inside Ben will hold him back just long enough to allow me to burn it and to put an end to all of this. Oh, stop. What's this feeling? It feels like... as I get closer to Laoghaire house, I'm realising just how much I love Wesley. I really would do anything for him. I'm hoping that when we are together, he holds up that little boy and allows me to kiss him on his perfect Cupid lips. If anything ever happens to Wesley, and I pray it won't, I hope he'll allow me to take care of the little boy, to carry him around as if he were my own. Oh, how sweet. Everybody has come to the door of Laoghaire house. They're smiling at me. And there's my Wesley, holding a box towards me like a present.
Claque starred Áine as Hannah, Áine Sheils-McNamee as Birdie, Jean Rooney as Coral, and David Dastmalchian as Wesley. It was written and directed by Peter Dunne and produced, edited and sound designed by Liam Geraghty. You can keep updated on all things Petrified on Instagram at petrified_pod. The link is in the episode description. Petrified is funded by Comisiún na Mban with the television licence fee.